What up, players? It's WarbossTae up in this mug. In celebration of Father's Day and my upcoming entry into the Hall of Fathers, I'm offering a 25% off discount everything in my merchandise store. Just use the discount code WarbossTae for that 25% off discount. This is only running until Father's Day, which is June 20th. Anything after that goes back to full price unless you use the discount code HOBBYTON, then you get that 10% discount. Alright, thanks for watching everybody. Now on with the show. Day 10 of the WarbossTae 2021 Summer Painting Challenge. This is what I was able to get done last night. Shades on everything. And then I started working on the blues. You can see my test model right at the center, front and center right there. I've differentiated him by starting to add color to the base. That's just a Steel Legion drab. I'm planning on brightening it up even further before I add the grass, the shrubbery, little flowers, and then paint in the bricks. So starting from the left, you can see that I used Flesh Shade, Seraphim Sepia on all the golds, and it really deepened those gold tones. It gave some nice depth and shadows to everything. I'm gonna have to go back and use some Retributor Armor gold on any parts that look a little too dark, and then I'm gonna add some Liberator gold to brighten up the edges before adding in a little bit of Stormhost Silver, just to give those sharp points and edges that little bit of a glint, that silvery glint. Here you can see on the right that I've begun work on the blues. I know I said I wasn't going to do this until I was finished with all of the golds, but I think I was working on the golds on the second figure, and I just felt like starting to paint up the gold tones just to give myself something different to look at instead of all of this gold. And I'm really thinking that I'm on track here. For week 2, I'm hoping to get done with all of the other colors. Okay, today's daily question is, what is one of your top 5 favorite fantasy or science fiction movies and why? And what was your favorite scene? I like this question because it really is fun for me to hear what other people have enjoyed watching throughout the years. And this is a question I always ask, so I wanted to change it up and give you the chance to choose a different answer if you've already answered it. For me, I'm going to go with a classic, a childhood favorite of mine. Growing up, I was really into the movie Aliens by James Cameron. I hadn't seen the first one, and when I realized it was completely different in the tone of it being an action science fiction horror movie rather than just a straight horror movie, I was able to appreciate Alien 1 in that way. But I remember when I first saw Aliens, this was my introduction to the whole franchise. I loved all the stuff with the Marines at the beginning. In particular, what I'm going to call my favorite scene is the get on the ready line scene, where you've got Apone giving them quiet encouragement in the beginning as they're getting suited up, and then he gets a little bit louder, and there was no music, and then all of a sudden you start to hear this drum beat, this driving drum beat, as you can see Drake and Velasquez giving each other encouragement, and then you can hear in the tracks he says, "Okay, baby," to her right before they go. Apone starts yelling, "Go on, let's go, get on the ready line, up, 2, 3, 4, and the steady build in the pacing. At the beginning of the scene, there was some tension, and then all of a sudden it goes into them running, grabbing their equipment, running out into the hangar, and then finally getting into spot and lining up and being absolutely still as Apone walks down the line. It just builds this great crescendo before he gives his nod and approval, and then he says, "All right, let's load them up," and then they're gone. And that little scene right there is such a great culmination of what these Marines were doing and who they are and how they operate and how they can be kind of jokey, but when it's time to get it done, they all know what to do, they all know their places, and you could tell they work together really well, and they all know what their roles are. So it was such a great scene, and it was one of the scenes that I remember really stuck out at me. And that's going to be it for me. Thanks for watching, everybody.
What up, players? Gandalf the Grey up in this mug. Support WarbossTae Studios. For now, more than ever, Hobbiton is in desperate need of heroes. Heroes like Daniel Sprinkle, Scrag Fist, Pix, Dicey Guy, Play It Painted, and Logan Swanson.